Did you know that 70 to 75% of people who suffer with acid reflux also have symptoms at night? So that means you're having indigestion, you're having heartburn, reflux, regurgitation, all of that while you're trying to get a good night's sleep. And most people, when that happens, turn to antacids, which are a great way to help relax and kind of reset that reflux as they help neutralize the stomach's acid, which neutralizing the stomach's acid is great a lot of the time. And the way antacids typically work is they block the enzyme that keeps the acid being produced in the stomach. And so you need some of that acid in order to digest your food. So not all of the acid is bad. It's sometimes just the overproduction of it, or as the acid comes up your esophagus into your throat, is where we run into the acid reflux problem. And so the antacid doesn't necessarily stop that. It just stops or neutralizes the acid, but doesn't really keep it from coming back up. And another big thing about antacids is they're not safe to take long term, according to most medical providers. They have some side effects that we want to avoid, and they can also lead to the body producing more acid. So you just kind of get caught up in this negative cycle of treating acid, creating more acid, treating and creating. And we want to break that cycle. And a lot of times the way to do that is by trying something else. And that's what we're here to talk today about, is some alternatives to antacids that are going to work better and more long term. So one of my top picks is Reflux Gourmet. And this and my next pick are alginate-based products. If you are not familiar with alginate, it is a derivative of brown seaweed that has been refined and then can be used in supplements like Reflux Gourmet. And it creates a raft or kind of a cap on top of your stomach's contents and the acid, keeping them in your stomach. Even as you're moving around a little bit, that raft will move with you, which this is super helpful at night as you go to lay down, rather than having that acid come up as gravity is no longer keeping it down. That raft can kind of shift with you as you sleep, keeping the stomach happy and relaxed without getting rid of all the acid that your body needs to digest that food into function. So, a couple of the things that I really love about Reflux Gourmet is that it's all natural and it's free of a lot of the allergens, a lot of the chemicals that we see in modern compounds and medicines. So, it's going to be something that is so much easier on your body, can be used daily because it doesn't get absorbed into your bloodstream. It is that physical barrier rather than a chemical uh, barrier or regulator. And it's made here in the US, so it's easy to come by. You can order it on Amazon, have it next day shipped to you, and have some relief quick. And it comes in like kind of a gel consistency. You take a teaspoon of it, you swallow it about 30 minutes before bed. It creates that raft, and you are good to go for several hours. So that is my number one pick for nighttime acid reflux relief. And depending on where you live, if you're in the UK, you will likely have access to Gaviscon Advance. This is a UK-based product and is not available in the US unless you have it shipped or imported in, which is not the easiest feat to do. That's why Gourmet goes at the top of my list because it's easiest to get and, in my opinion, most effective and the best tasting, which is something I didn't really mention, is the flavors are great. And so coming over to the Gaviscon Advance, it comes in both a liquid and a tablet. So you can take whichever you prefer. The liquid is available in a peppermint and an aniseed, which is like a licorice flavor, or the tablets just come in a peppermint. And it is going to work much the same as Reflux Gourmet. It also has that alginate complex in it. So you're going to get that long lasting relief from that raft. Um, that being said, a lot of people do say that this one has more of a medicinal flavor or consistency than the Reflux Gourmet. So if you're really sensitive to flavors, this is maybe not the best choice. You're going to have a lot nicer evening taste with the Reflux Gourmet. But it does have a little bit more of the alginate in it. So you have both. The Reflux Gourmet has a little bit less alginate, which most people will find works fabulously for them. If you do need a little bit more and you can get a hold of it, you've also got the higher alginate in the Gaviscon. And then third option, which is out there just a little bit, the other two were the alginate therapy based products. And this last one is called Stomach Soothe from Soothe Naturals. And it is more of a long-term gut healing program, I would say. So coming down here, it does help relieve some heartburn, but it also provides some of the prebiotics and amino acids in a way that helps kind of nourish the gut and support overall gut health in the long term. And so as you can see coming down here, its components or ingredients are very different. You've got all kind of raw herbs or foods. You've got arrowroot, apple, banana, glutamine, slippery elm, and papaya. And so if you're not familiar with some of these, the slippery elm and the arrowroot are primarily used in acid reflux relief from a more natural standpoint. They help relieve some of those symptoms. And then some of these others really help in the long term gut health healing. So, this one, rather than taking it at night, usually it's more of a morning supplement that will help you throughout the day. And I like to think of it as, you know, healing throughout the day so that you have a better night. And also, you can maybe supplement back and forth because this and the Reflux Gourmet are both all natural. So you might even be able to combine them together, using this in the morning to help with some healing. And Reflux Gourmet is going to be your best option at night to really get that sleep and relief and to promote overall healing through the night. And who doesn't want to get better while they sleep? So, overall, here you have your antacids, and I am not saying to throw them out, but maybe don't reach for them every single time you need that reflux relief before bed. Reach instead for the Reflux Gourmet because it's going to help keep you asleep, keep you relaxed. As that reflux is staying down, you're not having symptoms, not nearly as much as you would with the antacids. And it's going to be a lot better for you long term for your gut health. And we all could use some better sleep. So sleep today with some alginate therapy and get relief.